How's it going, everyone? This is Tom, and today I'm here with an interesting kind of just commentary. This is not a live gameplay, as you can see right here. I'm playing Domination on Magma. That's one of the new maps from the Uprising DLC map pack. I do pretty well. I think that death you saw there is my only death of the video. This is only one round. I'm going to keep this commentary relatively short. But what I want to talk to you today about is the next generation of games consoles. So obviously we have the new consoles coming out soon. We have the Xbox One and the PS4. I've done a gaming commentary talking about these two consoles briefly. I believe I actually just mainly talked about the Xbox One, excuse me. And I will link that down below if you want to see that. But I want to talk about what comes after those, because they're not really the hugest updates. You know, a lot of people speculated that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, when they did come out, would be like huge radical upgrades. But I think personally that the next generation, so the generation after these two, will be particularly exciting, and it will be exciting to see how it pans out. So I was watching a video the other day on Duncan3303's channel, Austin Evans. I'm sure many of you know him here on YouTube, and I'm going to link that video down below as well. And it was him showing off some stuff he'd seen at E3, and it was actually virtual reality gaming consoles, gaming systems. So one of the most prominent virtual reality systems is called the Oculus Rift, and this looks really interesting. It's kind of like this flat panel that you put on your face, and it blocks out all your other vision, but you can control your input, so your mouse or your right analog stick on your games console you could just use to look around, just like move your head and it would move your character. So that's very cool. So you, obviously very kind of immersive experience, and I think that is the main area where games consoles are going to go in the next kind of 3 to 4 years or so. Obviously the Oculus Rift and the a few others, there's quite a few ones starting to pan out across the industry, but obviously those are going to be around about this year, this to next year, but they're kind of the starting point for virtual reality gaming. I don't expect those to be ridiculously mainstream. As soon as Sony and Xbox get hold of virtual reality gaming, I expect it to take off. Or maybe we'll see a big third player, who knows. I mean, maybe Nintendo will be the first one to smash out a mainstream, like really mainstream virtual reality games consoles. But that's what I'm really excited for in the next kind of 5 to 6 years of gaming, because I just think that you know, a controller and looking at a television screen is fine, but it's not particularly immersive, and I think that's where gaming needs to go in the next few years, because we're getting to the point where technology is so good now that we don't need to be kind of a whole separate line between this is technology and this is real life. So I think hopefully they'll be able to merge the two in the coming years, and it will be really exciting to see how the kind of it pans out. So that's really my opinion on kind of what will be the next big thing in gaming. However, there may be some changes. I mean, at Gadget Show Live this year there was a very cool kind of booth kind of thing called the Gaming Igloo, which is basically a room you walk into, and it's a totally immersive, dark experience that kind of just plonks you in the middle of a game, and you can play it out from there. So maybe we'll see something like that in the mainstream. However, I'm not 100%, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because none of us can predict it. The industries like this, the tech industries and the gaming industries, are always going to be constantly changing. With things like Kickstarter nowadays, we don't have to be waiting for Sony and Xbox to kind of get their game together. There can be new ones such as Ouya. Obviously that was a bit of a disappointment, and it was kind of a little bit of a weird console in the end, but it really does kind of spark an interest into maybe third-party development for gaming systems. I mean, the Oculus Rift isn't, I think it's been funded by a few companies, a few bigger companies, but it's not by any means made by Sony or Microsoft, so it'll be good to see whether or not those take off. And I'm really excited to try one of them, just because I've never really had experience with a kind of virtual reality system yet. I'm excited to try them out. Let me know your opinions down below in the comments section. If you have any other topics or stuff like that you'd like to suggest for me to do commentaries on. That pretty much wraps up this gameplay. I believe I went 31-1, so a pretty good half of domination. It kind of tailed off in the second half. I got like C4'd just a bunch of times. But apart from that, guys, I will catch you in the next video.